Nikolai, he was a guy known to try to reach the sky. One day he dreamed a plan to reach the mountain high. He dreamed a durable dirigible, though they said man should not fly. He was known to say they would see him one day sailing in the sky. In the valley where the roads ran thin, the winters pressed on bone and skin, they trusted fields and steady ground, kept every hope low. Earthbound, they'd shake their heads at any man whose eyes outtrend the work at hand. And anything that aimed above they named as trouble, not as love. On the ridge he built his humble home, with timber frames and weathered stone. By night he worked with hand-ground glass and watched the winter starlight pass. His bench was lined with brass-cut gears, the patient craft of quiet years. He told them softly, there is more, but most turn back to their chores. Nikolai, he was a guy known to try to reach the sky. One day he shaped a plan to reach the mountain high. He shaped a durable dirigible, though men all swore man should not fly. He was known to say they would see him one day sailing in the sky. He fixed their locks and sharpened blades, rebuilt their wheels and patched their spades. He never saw a place of praise, just hoped their eyes might seek the sky. But a whisper followed whisper round, his mind strays far from solid ground. They feared the truths he dared to see, and whispered dark about his fancy. When word spread of the craft he'd made, with linen stretched and ballast laid, they hurried in to lend a hand, though none knew what he truly planned. They pulled his hemmed rig stay, shook beams, and stepped across his balance schemes. They shifted ballast drums askew and swore they helped the whole thing through. Nikolai, he was a guy known to try to reach the sky. One day he built a craft to reach the mountain high. He built a durable dirigible, though they claimed man should not fly. He was known to say they would see him one day sailing in the sky. At dawn the winds rose clean and slight, a perfect breeze to start his flight. But they refused to clear the rail and claimed his craft was doomed to fail. The ropes pulled out of true and tight, the canvas shook against the light. They tumbled down, bruised, hurt alive, while he fought hard to hold the glide. He caught a gust and swung the helm, the mountain rose to test his realm. The frame cried out, but held its line. The hull scraped stone, yet held its spine. And drifting back to level ground, they called the craft just barely sound. But he knew well what they'd construe. It lived because its craft ran true. Nikolai, he was a guy known to try to reach the sky. One day he flew the craft to greet the mountain high. He flew a durable dirigible, though they cried out man should not fly. He was known to say they would see him one day sailing in the sky. They told the tale as if they knew that they had helped, and he withdrew. They hid their part with tightened lips and blamed his craft for every slip. But those who keep this ballad clear know why his name still lingers here. For what they tried to break out right, he turned again toward future flight. And from the ridge on certain nights his lantern marks faint climbing lights. The village swears he'll fall someday, but never sees he's flown away. For rumors fade, but truth ascends, and quiet men outlast their friends. A humble heart, a patient mind can leave a doubting world behind. Nikolai, he was a guy known to try to reach the sky. One day he proved his craft could reach the mountain high. He proved his durable dirigible, though they swore still men should not fly. He was known to say they would see him one day sailing in the sky.